Alright guys, what's up? It's your boy Brad back in the RPO lab, here to give you guys another bike check. Today this one might be a little bit longer because I usually like to stay in my lane and just stick to my bike checks and stay away from any of the like BMX politics and stuff. But a couple of months ago, someone had said to me, I had sold a bike and it was one of the pre-owned bikes. I actually did a video on it. It was the Cult bike for, I believe I said $750 in the video plus 50 shipping, and which was a pretty good price. And I hadn't heard back from the individual, so I messaged him. I said, how is everything? And it was good. It just, the response was, he didn't understand how a used bike could cost $750. And I'm not blaming him, I'm not saying he's wrong or anything, but usually when that happens, in my experience, that is the cause of someone, possibly a friend or someone, seeing the bike you bought, purchased it, and they like the bike, and instead of complimenting you on the bike, their response is, wow, you bought that bike used? Because for some reason in today's day and age, people don't seem to be happy for one another anymore. They don't seem to celebrate each other's victories and, exciting things that happen in each other's lives. It's almost like a one-up world these days, and oh, if you got that, I'm gonna get something even better. So I'm gonna just kind of break it down real quick why $750 is a very, very good price for a bike. And here's for all you guys that have been selling, your bikes and parts and dealing for a while, because this is gonna really kind of explain things a little bit, okay? Because right here, this is a pretty basic bike. This is a Fit Foster 2014 frame that I had powder coated. It's a 20.75. It's the basic OEM frame, which has the basic geometry of most of Fit's bikes from that era and until now. 4.5-inch head tube, 75 degrees angle, 71 degree seat tube, 8.8-inch standover, which comes to about 9 inches when they have this little integrated seat post clamp here. Bottom bracket height's usually around like 11.6, 11.8, right in that area. And they're just strong, sturdy frames. They're built, well. A lot of the parts that come on them, not so much, but Fit is like a good bike brand. They're not going to make a frame that's going to break because that's their name. If some of the parts break on the bike, that's fine, but when the frame breaks and that word gets out, that's rough on a company. So I always respect, older frames, especially from companies like Fit, who at this point were probably one of the top brands in BMX. They still are. But let me get down to this build. So we're going to start here. I have the Deadbolt Slim. These are used, yes. Some parts are not. Most of them are. Deadbolt Slim bar ends. You guys know, I like putting all kind of like whatever I can do to the bike to make it kind of match or look cooler, I like to do. And this is one of my favorite colors, is copper colors. So when I saw them, I grabbed them. Little beat up, but you can still see them. You don't want anything to look too fresh. We have the Fit Savage grips here with this small flange. I'm not a big flange guy, but I thought they looked good on this build, especially, if you want to put brakes on it. I don't know if you do, but I'll get to the sticker in a minute as to why you shouldn't. The handlebars, these are the Kink ACE bars. It says ACE carved into here, and they're a 9-inch rise and a 29-inch width. And they may be an OEM bar, but it's a pretty nice bar, in my opinion, if it is. So I like those. I had those powder-coated black as well. The stem is the Corey Martinez Cinematines stem, also in a copper color. Very similar to the Shadow Deadbolt Slim bar ends. And another thing I tried to do was kind of keep like the Cinema Fit Kink parts pattern going, so that's why there's a lot of Cinema, a lot of Kink, and Mission, because I know they're all under similar umbrella, and I just, you know, they fit together well, because companies build their parts to fit together very well. Here we have a Mission headset right underneath the Cinema stem. Pretty big spacer here with a pair of, these are McNeil forks. These are an older fork as well. They have a 32 millimeter offset. It is a hollow tube, single tube, steer tube. And you know, when I was doing research to find them, I thought they were fit forks, but when I got them, the guy I had got them from, a few other McNeil parts came through, and I did a little more research, and in my conclusion, these were McNeil forks. If you guys come up with something different, look closely, because I really checked fit hard, and none of the fit forks matched this. And okay, that's that. So yeah, I settled on McNeil for those. Strong looking fork too, very nice welds, very like pretty thick dropouts, and like I said, you know, one piece steer tube. Moving on, let's go to the Drivetrain. We have Primo JJ pedals, JJ Palmer, one of the legendary greats. Not really legendary. Well, yeah, a lot of guys riding now probably don't know him, but, and I really don't know him that well. That was one of the eras when I really wasn't riding, but people seem to like him as a rider. He rides for Fiend, and these are his Primo signature pedals that were eventually turned into the Primo turbo pedals, which some people don't prefer as much because these are a little thicker and a little bit stronger than those. However, they do not connect directly to the crank arm like the turbo pedals do. The cranks. These are the Eastern throttle cranks. These are 170 millimeters matte black. These are the matte black, I believe, and it's a 19 millimeter bottom bracket. These are an aftermarket crank, and at a very good price, I believe they're $95. I, you know, got them a while back. They're super light, and if you don't plan, I mean, I ride pretty hard, and well, I never really rode them long enough to break them, so I can't really tell you whether they're super strong or not. They're basically brand new on here, so yeah, they're lightweight. I think they help keep the weight down, and if you're not a super hard shredder and you're gonna cruise a bike like this, I think they're perfect for it. They definitely help keep the weight down, being that OEM frames are a little bit heavier than aftermarket frames. Now, another cool little treat is the Profile 25 tooth Blackjack sprocket on there. That was brand new. I had a different sprocket on, but I think that one looks super sick with it. It's very lightweight. It, you know, just really pops there. Connected to a Colt chain. And that's it for the Drivetrain. Seating, we have a Harrow pivotal seat post, which is pretty cool. I always like the Harrow symbol. And this is, I believe, an OEM like fit style slim seat, which looks pretty good on here. And now to one of my favorite parts of the bike, the wheels. We have Mission Mylar rims, which are, Mission is one of like Kink's sub companies, and they have a nice rim, a 36 millimeter wide aftermarket rim called the Mylar rim with extra large pins. A little heavy, but definitely if you're on a budget, it's a great rim. I had a pair of the copper, I got a pair of the wheels, the 333 Cinema ZX, I think, wheels. Took them apart because I didn't like the copper on copper, and took the hubs out because I believe the hubs are awesome, but I'm not, the rim, not so much. So these copper, I thought the copper hub to the black rim would look sick. Did that to here, and I threw we got a Kink hub guard on the back here, non-drive side. That's what it sounds like. Pretty good. And on the front, on the grind on this side. Let me flip this sucker over. Have a hub guard, so you can kind of throw pegs on the left side and grind old school like Brian Foster. Got some copper washers on here, super cool, to match with it. The color of this frame is called Mystic Blue, which it was, shout out to my boy Kurt, who is a fantastic powder coater. And I do want to get to this sticker. This Fit Bike Co sticker is a special sticker. It was a colorway for Nico Badet. He's a French rider for Fit. I believe it came out a couple years ago. It was just a colorway, just a sticker set that I think he put on his mixtape. So I just kind of chose that because I just kind of, I thought it looked super cool with the blue on there. Nico rides, I believe he rides a cassette, no brakes, and no pegs. So if you get a chance to ride him, to look him up, it's Nico, Nico Badet. He is French. The T is silent. Oh, also the reason I thought these forks were McNeil, because the regular Fit top cap didn't fit in. I had one that had like a different threading, like the Salt Bikes type threading from Germany, and that top cap fit. So that was another piece of the puzzle to try to figure out. So, all right, now let's get into this cost, price. What's the deal? Why, what's the problem, and why do people not want to pay for bike? What do they think? This can't possibly worth $750 or $800. I usually give a quick breakdown, which is what I say to someone, and I think of like resale value. I try to sell these bikes because I know no one's paying a crazy amount. I didn't get into this to get rich. Nobody selling BMX bikes is getting rich. Know that. And know that most sponsored riders, 99%, are not rich either. There is 1%. 1%. So this is not something I do for money. This is something I do because I love to do it. And it brings me peace. And when that peace gets interrupted, I get upset. So I do what I can to keep my peace. Which means doing things like this and explaining this. So let's break this down real quick. I usually say, okay, let's go with the few things. First, I start with like the wheel set. Wheel set's like $300. There's no doubt about it. No matter what type of custom wheel set you get, that wheel set's gonna be $300. If it's not a custom wheel set and it's under $300, it's probably not a very good wheel set. This wheel set right here, $400, the rims, say the rims are, around $30. Now it's used, okay? So being that I'm not going to break down the cost of a wheel and its labor because it'll just take too long. But wheels are not cheap, so I always put them around the $300 range. And I like to do that because that's pretty much a good resale price. If I wanted to sell these wheels for $300, right-hand drive, cassette, cinema, lace too, I think that would be a pretty good, pretty good deal. I also include the tires and the tubes on that. So $300, hubs, tires, tubes. Okay, so boom, you got $300. Keep this tally here. Now we're gonna go to the steering. We have grips, we have a stem, we have a headset, we have forks, and that's it. Bar ends, as on this one. And we'll say, let's say $250, including with the bars, the stem, the forks, which isn't bad. Most forks are around like $100 used, stem, bars. So yeah, I'm gonna go with like $250 here. Moving on to the drivetrain. Let's see, what did I write here for the drivetrain? I had $150 for this drivetrain. We have 3-piece cranks. These are not cinch cranks. These are 48 splined aftermarket cranks. which do have a warranty. We have a brand new pair of plastic pedals, which I don't know, maybe like 20 bucks or something, but you know, like I said, cranks around 100 bucks. Very nice sprockets. I said brand new Colt chain with the bottom bracket. So being generous, I'm gonna say $150 for the drivetrain, which is pretty low for what that is. So you got 150, we got 250, and for the wheels we have 300. Keep that up. Keep up here. Now we'll say seating. Seating, and to add with the seating, I'm going to say like the extras. And what are the extras? The extras are things like, okay, the wheels were, you know, just recently laced with fresh spokes, and the time was taken to get a black rim, you know, and wait to get these copper hubs laced to this black rim, which I found did not come with this stem. This stem was another thing that I sourced to match, and the bar ends, which I got, I want to say like 4 years ago, which would be the start of this build. So that's something pretty cool. I might like to change the chain to copper as well, but that would be like the last change I'd make. The sticker set's super cool, not easy to get. When I, you know, saved it for this one, and it's, you know, just looks good. Get a lot of compliments on it. Let's see, what else did I do here? I put copper washers here. These are Shadow Conspiracy. This is all Shadow Conspiracy there. And the wheels spin well, man. They sound good too. Straight as an arrow, you know, really nice. So if you tallied that number up, you'd get $800. You got $300 for the whole wheels and the tires, $250 for steering, $150 for the drivetrain, $100 for seating. That's $800. And that was being very generous, you know. So if you didn't think about it, I didn't even add the frame in. So that's kind of why I like to kind of surprise people at the end there and say, look, that's at 800, you know, and that was being pretty generous on, you know, the parts, and that was not including the frame. And I will be honest, I'm not going to sell this for much more than 800. It's not going to happen. But the market's still bouncing back from the overspending during COVID. People aren't buying bikes now. More people are probably selling them. So, you know, it's kind of like a rat race out there to get, you know, if you want to sell something, people keep undercutting people, and it's not really pretty right now, but kind of hope to stay away from the drama. And let's look on the bright side. I wanted to give a shout out to my boy Tim B in New England. He wins the RPO mustache bar ends, and I had a giveaway in like my second video, and I'm gonna do a giveaway in my next video, and if I have enough people watching, hopefully it'll be a good one. I'm gonna think of something good. But he also is getting the last pair, and when I say this is the last pair of 9.5-inch come over bars, these are the Stephen August signature handlebars by Stranger. They're the last pair. The distributor has to wait to get more in, because when they come in, they come out so fast. They go out so fast. So hopefully I can get some more of those in. But those things are sweet. I like those. I'm a fan of Stranger and Primo. And I don't know, I hope, you know, what I broke down was good enough for you today. I hope you didn't take it as rambling. I was looking for some bike videos earlier today, and I could not find anything decent worth watching really on YouTube. So I decided to do this, and as I am a procrastinator, it is late at night, and I finally decided, let me get this done. And here it is. So let me give you a little up close of the bike, and I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want. If you don't, don't. complete weight of the bike was 25.1 pounds, as is.